Who was that?
Yay! Come on, Judge G. Things were just getting good.
Fender! Are you objecting to my adjourning this session?
No. Would have shouted, "Objection!" if I wanted to do that. You do you, G. Adjourn, don't adjourn, whatever floats your boat.
What are you doing, Mr. Fender?
Don't worry about what I'm doing. Let's all just take a chill pill, shall we? By which I mean a square chocolatey goodness, anyone?
Are you trying to get yourself charged with contempt of court?
No, my bad. I just had a quick request to make us all. As Simeon Saint's lawyer, that is.
Ah, yes. I had forgotten that you were his real attorney, Mr. Fender.
How could you? You're killing me here.
Can you blame us? You've been making Mr. Edgeworth do everything this whole time.
Right you are. Which is why I figured it's time to put in some work.
Work, you say? Somehow I don't believe you've worked a day in your life.
Then let's say this is me doing some prep work for the upcoming trial. Mind if I question the witness?
Now? Amusing, but what is there left to ask?
I got a feeling in my funny bone that Thief's here has something more to tell us about the killer.
Do I?
Yes, indeed. See, as a major player on Team Simeon, I can spot a sympathizer when I see one. And you don't think he did it, do you? So tell us, who did? Come on, spill the beans, we're all ears.
Mr. Edgeworth, what's he doing? He's trying to coax Warden Lagarde into giving something away. Ask yourself, why would she go to all the trouble of sending Knight's body on such an odd journey? It's because she wanted to frame Mr. Canis. She did? No way! If he was convicted of committing a murder here, that would have been grounds for a transfer to another prison. Most likely, a more secure facility. And where he'd be out of her hair forever. Huh. Precisely. She saw her opportunity and seized it. No. Simeon can't not be the killer. That's not fair. I was all ready to prosecute him.
I know, right? But maybe we should find out what she thinks first. Don't want to get the wrong guy, yeah?
Nice. Now Mr. Winter has to go along with it too. Well, Warden, are you happy to testify further? Of course. How can I refuse this silver-tongued devil? Eddykins, you have such a way with words.
Just doing my job. Thief.
Besides, one can't tell the truth without telling the whole truth, can one? I'm simply dying to tell all, Verity darling. Do say you'll let me. As you wish. Court is unadjourned.
Why is it storming when I'm recording again? Susano, why are you treating me this way?
I can't believe you pulled that off, Mr. Fender.
Whew, me neither.
Thank you for the timely intervention.
Hey, it's the least I could do. Kay's not wrong. I've been leaning on you hard. And besides, the defense never rests, am I right? Simeon's dependent on us. Sadly, I think I just about exhausted my reserves of cool lawyer chat there. And we can't foul this up now. Which means, you're up to bat, Miles Schmiles. Miles McSmiles. Show him that never rest spirit.
I shall. Fabulous, and let's get started. I really don't think anyone could have done it but that dreadful man Canis. There's no telling what went on between him and the victim. Perhaps he simply took a disliking to him. He's certainly the type. But whatever the sort of details, it was him. He stabbed that poor man to death. And then he had his dog dispose of the body. That simply has to be what happened. Okay. The victim. Mr. Knight, yes? I did him the most terrible disservice. Huh? You definitely could say that. Yes, you killed him. I suppose you could put it that way. If I wanted a sorry excuse for a warden, this would have never have happened. And that's why I have to clean up this terrible mess. Warden Lagarde, as ever, your honesty is truly to your credit. I am certain Mr. Knight is looking down and weeping tears of gratitude. More like looking up. You've clearly never met Mr. Knight.
Hold it!
You seem very confident in your assertion. Why is that? Because all the other children in my little home are absolute sweethearts. They have faith in themselves and in one another. They have faith in the gods, in me. And they work hard every day to better themselves. None of them would dare commit murder. That's a very touching reason indeed. And I don't believe a word of it.
But Canis, ooh, he's rotten to the core. He's the one who would do something like that.
Uh-huh.
Hold it!
Knight was being kept in a holding cell while Mr. Canis was in the prison proper. What could possibly have happened between them when they were at opposite ends of the facility? Prison aren't as big as they seem, you know. All kinds of awful things can happen. But Knight only arrived 2 days before he was murdered. I can't imagine anything significant happening in that short space of time. Then you don't know Canis, my dear. He'd find a way, I'm sure of it.
Hold it!
How could he take a disliking to somebody all the way over in the holding cells? Oh, I'm just plucking possibilities out of the air, darling. As I said, there's no telling what really went on between them. You're so awfully serious, aren't you? Not that I mind, of course. Why is she looking at me like that? Oh, dear God.
Gumshoe, save me!
So noble, so dashing in that marvelous suit, so clever. I can feel myself becoming your biggest fan, darling. I really can. No! Stay with me, Edgeworth! I wasn't prepared for that mental onslaught. I was definitely not ready for that. What more can you tell us about those sordid details? Well, we all know what what Canis once did for a living. I doubt the killing part gave him much trouble. Especially as the victim was already injured. His neck, I think? Couldn't turn his head to the right, poor dear. That's what they told me when they brought him in anyway. They must make some sort of report for the warden when new prisoners are admitted. You seem keen for us to think you didn't know much about Knight. That's because I didn't, sweetie. And the victim was simply a fun target to that monster, nothing more. I expect Canis used the chisel that was hidden in that chest set, don't you? Awful grisly business. Just imagine. That man probably didn't even have time to cry out. I see. Thank you for your thoughts. They were very helpful. Actually, I'd like to hear about them in a little more detail, if you don't mind. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, you're making me blush. I could chat with you all day. Oh, don't look so nervous, darling. I'm only teasing. Of course, we can talk about them some more.
Hold it!
And which chess set would that be precisely? Why, the one the victim brought in, sweetie. Do try to keep up. The victim was a certified chess fanatic, or so I'm led to believe. Wasn't the chess set delivered, though? Like, he didn't bring it in. It was Simeon that brought it in, wasn't it? Or am I misremembering the details here? But the naughty boy snuck a chisel inside it, can you imagine? How does she know about the chisel in the chess set? Only a few people were supposed to know about that. After all, we only learned about it thanks to certain deductions we made. So, how did she find out? Of course, in the hands of a killer like Canis, even a chisel could serve as a deadly weapon. How the fuck did you know that?
Hold it!
You seem to have very strong feelings about Mr. Canis. Well, of course I do. I told you what he said to me and what an absolute menace he was to interrogate.
He could slither out of anything, the snake! He sounds as tough as a rock.
And that infuriating self-satisfied look on his face when they took him back to his cell.
Oh, my blood boils just thinking about it!
Uh-huh. I mean, I certainly don't blame her on that account.
Hold it!
Surely you're not suggesting that the dog threw the body down the well? I told you already, darling, Canis has more dogs than that beastly creature. Remember, he has pets on the outside, too. You mean he brought someone in from outside of the prison to help him commit the crime? Of course not, silly. How would they have made it through security? But he's the so-called fixer now. Exercise that fabulous brain of yours a little. How hard it would be for him to recruit a dog on the inside, or even plant one? Interesting. And does this dog have a name? Well, if I knew that, my life would be so much easier now, wouldn't it? Anyway, it was a little thought. You can ponder it on your own sweet time, darling. She's a slippery one. I'm not going to be able to catch her with this line of questioning, it seems. Warden Lagarde's testimony is little more than a house of cards. I just need to push her on the right statement to bring it all tumbling down. Alright, I have a theory. Well, not a theory, but I know which one was it? Yeah, she shouldn't know that information.
Objection!
She kind of slipped up a little bit there. Warden Lagarde, you strike me as being more careful than the image you project suggests. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, please. Call me Fifi. Or Sweetie Pie, if you prefer. What? However, I think you may have been a little less careful than you realize in this instant. Oh, aren't you just the most adorable little creature? Don't be embarrassed. We're all family here. No. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't let her get inside your head. You said earlier that you didn't know much about Knight. In which case, I find it rather strange that you know about the chisel. Well, of course I do, darling. Don't you? Do you think we don't check prisoners when they come in?
Objection!
You're not talking your way out of this, Warden. That is entirely irrelevant, and you know it. Knight didn't bring the chess set into the prison himself. It was brought by Mr. Saint when he came to visit. Knight wouldn't have had it with him when he arrived. Well, I mean, of course that when Mr. Saint came in,
Objection!
You checked him? I find that hard to believe. Because if you did, that makes your story all the stranger. If you found the chisel, why did you not confiscate it there and then? Judge Gavel, did you tell anyone about the hidden compartment in the chess set? I did not. If no one leaked our findings, then how exactly did you learn about the chisel, Warden Lagarde? Because it certainly couldn't have been when you checked Knight or Mr. Saint on their arrival.
Indeed. Such a thing would imply an intentional oversight if it had been found, yet let through.
Precisely. So, Warden Lagarde, and answer truthfully this time, where and when did you learn about the chess set? If you won't answer, then allow me. I submit that you...
All right, darling, there's no need to rub it in. You got me, all right?
I questioned Nat. That was when I learned about the chess set. But please, you have to believe me, I did not kill him!
One moment, Warden. This is a significant development. The court requests that you make a detailed statement on the record. Any objections, Mr. Edgeworth?
None, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, darlings. I'll clear up this awful misunderstanding, I promise.
Uh-huh.
Very well. Go ahead, Warden Lagarde. And please, tell the truth this time.
Her lies are starting to wear thin. This is my chance to expose her! Alrighty then.
I said I questioned Nat, but it wasn't anything serious, you understand. I make a point of talking to every newcomer to our little home. Nat was no different. We just had a little chat, you might call it. And after we talked, I had him taken back to his cell straight away.
The more she lies, the more thoroughly she seals her fate.
So it was simply a conversation with a new detainee? That seems entirely above board. Exactly, Verity, darling. I knew you'd understand.
Objection!
No! Well, I don't. What proof do you have to back up your statement?
I suppose we shall see, won't we? Mr. Edgeworth, you may begin your cross-examination.
All right.
Hold it!
So, am I right in assuming that you talked to Knight the night before the show?
Exactly, darling. It would have been around 3 a.m. on the 27th.
3 a.m.? That falls squarely within the window of time laid out in the autopsy report. But that seems rather late for a friendly chat. Wouldn't he have been asleep?
Normally, yes, but if you remember, a guard was attacked in his cell. We had to examine the scene of the crime, gather information. These things take time, sweetie. I assure you, he was wide awake. We all were.
Regardless, I find it somewhat odd that you would choose to question him at such a late hour.
Oh, you're such a tease, aren't you?
Ugh!
Anyway, no matter how odd you think it is, I had him brought to me and that's what happened. Must you really insist on questioning every last thing I say?
Sorry, thieves. He's like a dog with a bone sometimes. I be sure to scold him once we're done. Though, would you mind giving us a little more info? Like where you had him brought to?
My office, of course. Where else?
Her office, which is where we believe the body was moved from. Would you mind appending what you just said to your testimony?
Anything for you, darling? It was around 3 a.m. the night before the show. I had them bring him to my office.
Hold it!
Remind me where your office is.
You've seen the sign of the detention center corridor, I imagine. The one that says no entry? That's it, sweetie. My office is just up in there, a short walk from the holding cells.
I understand that you also have access to the yard.
Why, of course. That's where my gorgeous little garden is. Ooh, I see where you're going with this. You're saying that's how I move the body.
You had the means and the opportunity. It's hardly impossible.
Overruled.
Hardly impossible proves nothing. You have no evidence for this assertion.
Objection.
There is no other way that the body could have been moved!
Overruled.
Surely you haven't forgotten that it was Mr. Saint who dropped Mr. Knight's body down the well.
Yeah, what she said. You're miles off, Edgeworth. Ugh. I probably shouldn't push this any further for now. What did you and Knight speak about?
Oh, nothing much. Just some small talk, really. I asked him about what animals he liked, what his hobbies were.
His hobbies. Then I imagine you talked about chess.
Oh, yes, I couldn't stop him talking about it, in fact. He even had a piece of paper covered with little notes about it in his sail. At least I think that's what they were talking about. What they were about.
So she's seen Knight's correspondence chess diagram. Okay, so she's seen it.
Hold it.
How was he when you spoke with him?
Oh, he was so open and honest, darling. What?
That guy? Honest?
He was talking about one croissant and promoting a prawn. I suppose he must have been hungry.
Promoting a pawn. En passant and promoting a pawn. It seems he spared no one from his obsession with chess.
Hold it.
If he really had gone back to his cell, he would still be alive today.
You really think I murdered the poor man right there in my office, don't you? But what would my motive have been, darling? I told you I barely knew him. I'm no angel. I have my grudges against Canis, but Knight had nothing to do with that animal.
She really does hate Canis. Warden Lagarde, I must insist that you append that statement to your testimony.
I'm no angel. I had my grudges against Canis, but Knight had nothing to do with that animal.
That's a lie. There's the contradiction. He did have something to do with it. Or, he did have something to do with Canis because the chess diagram.
Objection.
Try again!
Judge Gavel, I'd like you to take a look at this.
Notes about a game of chess. What is the significance of this, Mr. Edgeworth?
It was found in Knight's cell. Which is exactly where you said you saw it too, Warden Lagarde. But you didn't just see this game of Knight's cell, did you? You've seen it in Mr. Canis' cell too.
What do you mean?
Objection.
Oh, come now. Don't tell me you haven't taken a look at the chessboard in maximum security. I imagine you watch his every move like a hawk. Or rather, I imagine you feel that doing so is your only option.
If she wants to find out who his cronies are, right?
Personally interrogating your own prisoners is highly irregular, to say the least. But as you said, Mr. Canis had threatened you. He put your precious home at risk. That's why you took it upon yourself to question him. You wanted to find out who his dogs were.
And so what if I did?
You also told us you read his letters, which means you must have known about one key fact. You knew he was playing correspondence chess. And then who should appear but Knight, carrying with him a diagram of a very particular game. We ourselves used that diagram to infer a connection between the two men. And it seems you came to the same conclusion. But in your fear, you took your reasoning one step further. You surmised that Knight was Mr. Canis' henchman, sent to kill you.
Which is the real reason she had that chat with the Bronxster. If his boss wouldn't crack, maybe he would.
And when you questioned Knight, you made another discovery. for there inside his chest set you found a hidden chisel.
The murder weapon itself!
As far as you were concerned, that chisel meant one thing: Canis. Thus, you convinced yourself that Knight was working for Canis, and that is why you killed him! In a way, it's almost tragic. This woman was threatened by an assassin that has like a big network of people, yet she let her fear overrule her rationale, and she killed somebody that technically was probably not his henchman. He was literally just, I was playing chess with this guy. You can almost feel bad for her, but that doesn't change the fact that she still committed murder. I see you have no more excuses. Judge Gavel, your verdict, please.
Much as it grieves me, there would appear to be little room for doubt. I hereby give my verdict. Bronco Knight was murdered by... In the name of the goddess of justice, who is it this time?
Are we gonna see her true self?
Warden? It's a joke. It's all a big, stupid joke. You people just don't get it, do you?
I think we've proven that it's you who didn't understand things correctly.
Me? Please, darling. I understand it all perfectly well. Thank you very much. And I understand that there's a glaring contradiction in your theory, Mr. Edgeworth!
You're just scrapping at straws now. I have no time for this. Your Honor, the verdict.
Overruled.
I am curious to hear what the warden has to say.
What?
You're a doll, Verity. I have just one last thing to say, then Mr. Edgeworth can declare himself the winner. You rang? Does anybody remember a certain autopsy report? Of course. We received the finalized version only this morning. That's right, and I was listening to what you told us about it, Verity, even if nobody else was. You said the wound was 4 inches deep. 4 inches?
Wait.
Riddle me this, Mr. Edgeworth. How's a tiny chisel make a 4-inch wound?
No!
Forgive me, oh goddess. I came perilously close to making a terrible mistake.
Oh, shit. But, what?
Looks like your theory is the one that isn't holding water, Edgeworth. What now, hum? What do we do?
It'll be fine. Mr. Edgeworth always comes through. Right, sir?
Looks to me like the Milesatron's out of commission.
You're an attorney too, aren't you? Why don't you do something? To turn things on their head with like a desperate bluff, but blurt out the first mind-blowing thing that comes to you.
Look, detective, I'm as much of a man of action as the next guy. But without evidence, we're up a creek without a paddle here. This might be the end of the road. We can't give up now. We have to do something.
Okay. I'm certain that Warden Lagarde is the killer. It's the only explanation that fits the facts of the case.
But if the chisel wasn't the murder weapon, what other bladed weapon is there in this facility? It seems we still do not have all the answers, nor the evidence to provide those answers. Alas, we must wait until the trial to see this matter resolved, I'm afraid.
Objection!
Hey, yo!
Oh, come on, G. Yoda's giving the killer a chance to destroy the evidence.
Overruled.
Are you calling the judicial process into question, Mr. Fender?
Nope, not me. No, nope.
I tried, Miles.
Any bright ideas?
What is the real murder weapon? Since it's clearly not the chisel.
Confound it! This question throws everything we've introduced out the window!
Oh my god. One is attached to Helmut the dog, the other to Canis' knife, which was seized by the police during this arrest. Alright! Nothing to add, Mr. Edgeworth? Allow me to remind you that claims not supported by sufficient evidence are subject to the harshest penalties. Maybe that's why she's got herself covered up. She's hiding the murder weapon.
It's hopeless. I can't think of anything. I need more time.
Loath as I am to admit it,
You can't give up now. Remember what Mr. Fender said. Simeon's counting on us. Without us, he's... Remember how upset he was? He was devastated. Nobody's in more pain than him over Mr. Knight's death. There's no way he did it. But if we can't save him, who will? And what's more, he believes in us. He's sitting in that cell waiting for us to bring him some good news. And I, for one, won't walk away until we have some.
Okay.
Gee, Miles, your little buddy there's quite the motivational speaker. And she's right, too. When you find yourself on the ropes, think of your client. Picture them pleading with you to help them. Doesn't that make you want to fight back as hard as you can until the very end? Think of your old man. Good old Gregory. No matter how bad things looked, he'd always find a way to turn it around and save his client. And you're just like him, right? If there's any way to force a turnabout here, you're the one who'll find it. Simeon is counting on you.
Well, this music is actually really good. I kind of want to listen to it just for a little bit. That's actually... That's actually pretty good. I like slow music like this. Judge Gavel.
You seem to have recovered your composure, Mr. Edgeworth. But if you mean to attempt a defense, I would advise you to consider the ramifications. You have repeatedly proposed misguided theories and have made numerous false accusations. If you do so again, I will have no choice but to judge you unfit to serve as a prosecutor, and relieve you of your badge for good.
She's right. I have put forward a number of theories that prove to be flawed in one way or another. Have I made some sort of fundamental oversight? Wait. She said my theories were misguided.
Nothing to say. Then the court will tolerate no more of your time wasting. I hereby...
Sir!
Mr. Edgeworth! Give my verdict.
That's it! I've been thinking about it the wrong way all this time. My theories weren't misguided. I was being misled!
The defendant, Simeon Saint.
I've got a theory.
I think it's a little soon for that, Your Honor.
I'd say it's well past due, darling. Wouldn't you agree, Verity? Mr. Edgeworth, you may proceed. What?
I'd like to remind you of a few things. The sighting of his dog, Helmut. The fact that he wasn't at the show. These and other factors made Mr. Canis the obvious suspect at first.
This again, Mr. Edgeworth? You seem almost proud of your blunder.
Hold it!
Let me finish, woman! But what if the real killer wanted us to suspect Mr. Canis? What if it was all carefully arranged? And what if the same was true of the chisel, our purported murder weapon?
Oh my god, I just clued it in. No, no! She's not hiding it in her cloak! The alligator! That's why the alligator's sick! The alligator swallowed the murder weapon! Ooh! Oh yeah! Okay, sorry.
Knight had been stabbed multiple times in the same place with the bladed instrument. What if he was stabbed with the chisel after the real murder weapon had been removed? Just to leave traces of blood on it for us to find. That was how the killer misled us into thinking the chisel is the murder weapon. But why mislead us in this way? Why indeed? Why make us think the chisel is the murder weapon rather than whatever was really used? Because it is the murder weapon in order to get Knight
In order to get Canis transferred!
Pin the blame on Canis, get him out of the prison. Warden, you took advantage of what the chisel seemed to suggest.
What it suggested?
What are you talking about, darling?
Hold it!
What are you talking about? There we go. Mr. Winner, if I were to tell you the murder weapon was a chisel, what would you think? That Mr. Canis is the killer. And there you have it. That was the trap the warden set for us.
Oh! Mr. Canis has a bunch of chisels, so she wanted us to think it was one of his, right?
Indeed. That was her plan right from the start. To frame Bodhidharma Canis.
Your reasoning would appear to be sound. Warden Lagarde certainly seems to harbor a deep and abiding hatred for Mr. Canis. However, I think you know what I'm going to say next. That alone is not sufficient proof that Warden Lagarde is the killer.
I knew that wouldn't be enough. There's only one thing that will prove it. The real murder weapon that we now know must exist.
If you cannot prove your theory, then this conversation ends here.
Objection!
No, it doesn't. If we could just find the real murder weapon.
Objection!
How many times do we have to go over this? We searched the prison from top to bottom.
Eustace is quite correct. No other possible murder weapon has been found, so I'm afraid you're at a bit of an impasse.
Objection!
I can still prove my case yet, Your Honor, because it's still here inside this prison. This would have made sure of that. The security gate! I'm glad you at least remember what it is. And do you remember what it does? Of course I do! I'm not an idiot! The security gate detects metal! Which means you can't bring anything metal into the prison or take it out! Oh. Precisely. If there is another murder weapon, it cannot have been taken off the premises!
But nor could it have been brought into the prison in the first place. And so we find ourselves right back where we began.
Judge Gavelle?
What I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth, is that if you wish me to believe that there is another murder weapon here in the prison, you will also have to explain to me how it got here.
All right. We know that the chisel was smuggled into the prison inside a pocket chess set. But our contention is that the chisel is not the real murder weapon. So, if the weapon came from outside the facility, then there must have been a way to bring it in.
Yes. The question of the hour is this. Can you show me this alternate route?
Yes, I can, actually. Ugh.
How did the weapon Warden Lagarde used to get into the prison?
You borrowed evidence from the police to help with your investigation. Is that correct?
Why, yes, sweetie. Everything related to Canis is with me now. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled the secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me.
There's my answer.
Of course, that's how! The fact that this is here with us shows how a bladed object could have been brought into the facility as well.
Take that!
The bells. allow me to remind you of our conversation with Mr. Canis yesterday.
Yes, it was but one of my bells. One of only two in existence.
Just two?
Two and only two. One for my knife, and one for my beloved Helmut. Exquisitely crafted, utterly unique. My ears are my guide after all. And I must be able to use my tools precisely. Of course, as you said, the knife has long since been taken from me.
So you see, there is a way for objects to be brought into the prison unscrutinized. As part of the evidence Warden Lagarde borrowed from the police. Ow. Mr. Canis' knife was part of the evidence in the case against him, and that evidence was here in the prison. Not only that, but the knife had a certain bell attached to it.
The bell that was attached to the chisel.
Correct. The killer took the bell from the knife and attached it to the chisel.
But that can't be right. The chisel only had Mr. Knight's fingerprints on it.
Easy enough to explain that the killer wore gloves. She made it look as if the chisel was the murder weapon, and then attached the bell to it. In so doing, she made sure that all the evidence pointed to Mr. Canis. Not a bad plan, all things considered. And who had access to the evidence from which the bell was taken? Why, only the person to whom it had been entrusted.
Who was it, sir? Who's been messing with the evidence?
I believe that would be you. Isn't that correct, Warden Lagarde? But bells aren't exactly rare, you know. Anybody could have set that up.
Objection!
Unluckily for you, that isn't quite true. These particular bells are unique, because there are only two of them in existence.
What?
By attaching that bell to the chisel, you as good as declared yourself the killer.
But you didn't have any proof that the knife was ever even hid to begin with.
Hold it!
I don't. Not yet, anyway. Mr. Winner, I'd like you to order another search of the prison right away.
But if you do find something, that's going to make things awkward for me.
This isn't about what's convenient for you. We have to find the truth. You're a prosecutor, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but, you know.
This worthless excuse for a prosecutor. If I had investigative authority, I wouldn't be sitting on it.
Anyhow, it's not my decision to make. The warden would have to authorize it.
You know full well that she will do no such thing. You have the power to insist on a search. Use it!
Sorry, darling, but not without that evidence. The goddess of justice cannot bestow her blessings on those who lack the proof to support their claims. Our work here is done. The rest of this matter will have to be settled in the courtroom.
Give me the metal detector, damn it! No! If we give Lagarde the opportunity, she'll destroy whatever evidence is left! I have to object. I have to stop them! But what do I say? I don't have anything concrete to offer! What am I thinking? I'm never this reckless. No, I can't back down now. I've got to put everything on the line. I'm not a prosecutor right now. I'm an associate attorney with a client to defend. Only I can save Mr. Saint. And that means... channel your inner phoenix. Even if my chances are 1,000,000 to 1, it's still worth a shot. It's now or never. Object! I suppose this must be how a certain serial bluffer always feels. Regardless, I cannot walk away.
Objection!
Wait, Your Honor!
This had better be good, Mr. Edgeworth.
I've got it.
Got what, exactly?
The real murder weapon, of course. I know where Mr. Canis' knife is.
Do you really, Mr. Edgeworth?
I do. Not at all.
If I did not know better, I would say that you were bluffing.
You wound me, Your Honor. I don't know the meaning of the word.
This is terrible for my heart.
There's no way you could... It's not here, I tell you. Well, would you be so kind as to enlighten us? Where is the real murder weapon?
Think, Miles, think.
Somewhere not even the police would search. A blind spot in this zoo. A hiding place that the warden could be absolutely sure of. A hiding place? No.
If you insist. Come on, Helmut, open up.
Did she use the same trick? No, that's ridiculous, isn't it? But the more I think about it, how many foolproof ways to evade detection could there be?
Mr. Edgeworth! How long do you intend to keep us waiting?
There's the faintest possibility I'm right, but if I'm wrong, we stand to lose everything. Your Honor! This is where the real murder weapon is hidden!
Take that!
There? Are you sure? I don't believe I understand. Would you care to explain yourself?
Of course! It's somewhere around there because...
You will not win the court around with such transparent bumbling, Mr. Edgeworth.
But... what? Oh, I'm stupid. That's on the other side of the fence. It's in the... Oh.
Take that!
I am so dumb.
That explains it. I accidentally picked the fucking... the other side of the fence like a dumbass. Okay, that makes sense. I'm dumb. I'm big dumb. Here? In the yard?
Indeed.
I don't believe I understand. Would you care to explain a little more? Where exactly is the real murder weapon hidden? Can I...
You!
Take that!
Of course. That's what it must have been.
Huh?
What's the matter, detective?
It's the metal detector, sir. It's, reacting to the alligator.
What? How?
The metal detector was reacting to something inside her after all. Your Honor, I'd like to remind you of this piece of evidence.
The chisel?
Didn't we just figure out that isn't the murder weapon? You might recall that Mr. Canis hid this chisel in his dog's mouth. Would you believe that the real murder weapon was hidden in much the same way? That's right. The murder weapon is hidden inside the alligator in that pond over there.
What? No way!
We detected the presence of a metallic object during our earlier investigation. Judge Gavelle, we need to know what's inside that alligator.
Understood. Then we will need to summon a veterinarian. I'm sure I could get the little sweetie to open up for us. Regina! I'd be happy to give it a try.
Please, by all means. Gumshoe going in for extra protection just in case. Warden Lagarde, the real murder weapon is about to be revealed. Why not do the right thing and confess?
I have nothing to confess.
As you wish. Then you can simply wait and watch as your lies are exposed.
Sir, we got it!
That has to be it.
It's over, Fifi Lagarde. The real murder weapon was Bodhidharma Canis' knife, making you the only person who could have killed Bronco Knight. Freak out in 3, 2, 1.
I'm not the criminal here. This is all Canis' doing. I did the right thing. No, it was a threat. He was Canis' lapdog. Curse that despicable man, Canis. Why'd he have to come and ruin my perfect little home? We could have been happy forever if it wasn't for him. He ruined my paradise on Earth. He ruined everything! Curse him! Curse that putness butcher! That awful, terrible, despicable man! Curse him!
Hey, yo, whoa! Are we not going to talk about how she was literally wearing foxes for a coat? Are we not going to address that? Although visually that's clever, like as soon as the foxes disappeared, she was wearing prison garb, kind of showing that she was putting on a front and she knew she was a criminal in a way. Like, it's also kind of fitting, like, she truly felt she belonged in this prison, if you think about it that way. March 29th, 12:34 p.m., Detention Center Corridor. Prosecutor Thwinner, sir! The test results have come back! Thwinner? I guess we've all been under a lot of stress. Traces of Bronco Knight's blood were found on Mr. Canis' knife. It's just like you said, sir. Congratulations on a stunning victory.
Thank you, officer. Excellent work. You can continue complimenting me if you like.
Yes, sir! The winner wins again! I think I'm welling up a little. With rage.
Excellent work, Eustace. Just a few loose ends to tie up and we're done. Huh? What are you talking about? I just solved the case, didn't I?
We have yet to confirm whether or not Knight really was working for Mr. Canis. It will be vital to know if Warden Lagarde was simply jumping to conclusions on that front.
Huh? Huh?
There's Clueless and then there's you.
Well, then I guess we'd better get back to our investigation. All right, officer, you're with me. You're about to see the winner win a whole lot more. Prepare to witness first-rate investigative talent in action.
Yes, sir! I'm right with you, sir! Can't wait to watch you at work!
It's winning time!
And off he goes.
Where's the apology?
I expect this case will cause quite a stir. The attempted murder of a president is news enough, and now his would-be assassin has been murdered.
But Knight never sought to kill the president in the first place!
The truth is not always as important as it might seem, Mr. Edgeworth.
The truth is You're covering shit up!
In the eyes of both society and the law. How can you even say that? You do not have to believe me. However, as a prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth is obliged to accept that this is the reality of the world he operates in.
Being a prosecutor is about more than proving people guilty. That's what I believe.
We are all free to believe as we choose, but the law is not to be toyed with for our own personal goals. If you refuse to accept this, then you must prepare to suffer the consequences.
What does that even mean? Wait, you're not gonna take his...
I'm afraid I must be going now. Farewell, Mr. Edgeworth.
You and me too, Gumshoe. You and me too, my dude. Judge Gavelle is right. There must be only one set of laws for everyone. But if following the law means sacrificing the truth, can I really do that in good conscience?
Hey! Simeon, you're out. Hi, Regina. Is everything all right? They did let you out, right? Yeah? But I'm so confused about what's going on. Some guy just came and said I was free to go, and that I have Mr. Edgeworth to thank.
You sure do. Mr. Edgeworth found out who the real killer is.
Wow, really? You did that for me, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh no! No, so sorry, give me like that. I'm innocent, I swear, don't pull the rug out from under me now. Oh, stop it, silly, it's true. He saved you, so say thanks already. Okay, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth, thank you. And a great big Regina Barry thank you from me, too.
Mr. Saint talking directly to me? Small victories, I suppose.
Can I ask just one question, Mr. Attorney?
Sure. I'm not actually an attorney, though.
I thought Bronco was my friend. No, my best friend. I trusted him, but now...
But now?
Well, it's just... I never knew. I never would have believed that he could hate somebody enough to want to kill them. If he kept something like that from me, then he never really trusted me, did he?
That's not true, Simeon. Of course he trusted you.
Yeah, Good God, I just... There's a reason... To be fair, we do technically have proof that he trusted you. No, he didn't. If he had, if he just told me, I could have stopped him. I could have told him that hate never helps, that he had to let go of all that stuff.
Mr. Saint, I think you're forgetting something. I should show him the thing that proves Knight trusted him. The chess set.
Take that!
It's the chess set I brought for him.
Knight had hidden a chisel inside. I imagine he meant to use it to escape.
What? You mean he was using me?
No. He believed in you. He knew he could count on you to bring it, and that you would never be so untrusting as to look inside. I imagine that by not telling you, he was hoping he could keep you from getting caught up in his mess.
Oh. Bronco, why did you tell me?
At least you understand now, right, Simeon?
I'm sure he does. He may not show it, but Simeon's no dummy. A good night's sleep and he'll be completely over this whole thing by tomorrow.
He literally just lost. That's not as complimentary as you think it is. No, he kind of lost his friend. I don't think that's gonna be...
I'll try. I have to, for Bronco. I have to show him I can become the best animal trainer out there.
That's the spirit. More like the animals training you.
Oh, I almost forgot. We're doing a new show soon. I'd love it if you could come, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hey, there's a familiar face I see on the front of that.
I'll be joining Regina on stage for this one. That's right. The Berry Big Circus is the biggest, most fabulous event in town. You'll have oodles of fun.
Sounds great, doesn't it, Mr. Edgeworth? Come on, we have to go. Well, I'll think about it.
All right, Simeon. We've got some training to do. I think it's time you and Regent got acquainted. What? Regent the tiger? No, I can't. No. Oh, you'll be fine, silly. You'll never meet a nicer kitty cat. I can't.
is Regina anything but that, but it is!
Another satisfied customer.
That was awesome! That was a good case, I like that.
Well, that was really something, Smiles. Talk about pulling it out of the bag.
I couldn't have done it without you, Fender. Without your timely intervention, she would have gotten away. Besides, I have you to thank for even being able to investigate the case in the first place.
Oh, stop it. Pat me on the back any harder and you're gonna make me blush or it'll topple over.
I suppose it would be asking too much for you to take this seriously.
Seriously? Miles, my friend, I'm always serious. Anyway, how does it feel to save an innocent client? That's what it means to be an attorney, after all.
To be an attorney.
Gotta say, I had a blast. Reminded me of the good old days. Like Gregory was standing there right beside me.
That right there feels like the biggest compliment you can throw Edgeworth's way.
It's been like a zillion years since I felt this warm and fuzzy on the job.
That's good? Bittersweet? I'm not sure.
Say, Miles, you ever thought about going into the defense game full time?
Excuse me?
You know, pick up where Gregory left off. Could get out there and actually help people.
Hey, pal, don't get any big ideas. Mr. Edgeworth ain't about to switch sides.
Why not? Come on over to the light side's all the rage. Everybody's doing it these days.
Come on, Mr. Fender, you know it's not about that.
Chill, team, chill. Don't get it twisted. I was just asking a perfectly innocent question.
No, you weren't.
The heck you were!
Looks like you've got a mean defense team there yourself, Miles.
Fender, I am a prosecutor.
Yep, and I'm an attorney. You could be one too. I'm serious. Well, I said my piece. You change your mind, you know who to call. I'll be waiting.
A genuine offer to become a defense attorney. That's legitimately great. That's like his actual, he fully approves of Edgeworth now, which is good. Follow in my father's footsteps? Could I really do such a thing?
I'm going to become a defense attorney, just like my dad.
An attorney, like my father. Me? You could do it, Edgeworth, you know? You really could do it, you know? Ooh, the name of that sounds good. Turnabout Legacy. Okay, so overall, that was a very interesting case. We got to see, well, once again, a familiar face with Saw It coming back. I imagine, since he technically was being an accomplice, that's gonna negatively affect his standing in the prison. Ugh. Having a killer be completely consumed by paranoia, too. All because of the existence of one extremely talented assassin that kind of has you wrapped around his finger. All because he put in that little seed that, I have dogs everywhere. Overall, an exceptionally good case. And that's only episode 2. I don't know how many episodes are in this game, but I imagine there's probably going to be like 5 or 6. Ace Attorney does not mess around with its writing. It's got some legitimately good stuff, man. But that's going to be it for me. So if you all like this, be sure to let me know. And, well, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm looking forward to seeing what Turnabout Legacy is going to be all about.